So about last week's episode, I actually had several people come to me throughout the past week telling me that the episode that was played last week was one I had played before. And I actually do realize, and I've been had many people tell me this, that I played the episode before the break. And some people have asked me if this was a test or not. And I do assure you that this was not a test, but for those of you who did point out that there was the same episode twice, you passed. No, I assure you that I don't underestimate your memory over the break. The reason this happened was due to technical difficulties. I actually had no idea that any of the episodes had played, but I'm glad to know that you've had lots of experience listening to Destiny Quebec and that you're hopefully well aware of the club and you're hopefully interested in joining. If anyone asks myself or the executives what Destiny Quebec is about, we'll be kind of disappointed. Anyway, let's get on with the show. So welcome back. I know it's already been quite a while since we've been back from the break, but it's the first week since we've been going back to this hybrid learning model, of course, following the government guidelines, and I think that this is really where it feels as though everything is really getting back into gear. So anyway, I hope, on behalf of LCCTV, I wish everyone the best of luck during the next few weeks, and hopefully we'll slowly get back to integrating at least a routine similar to that we had before, with, of course, the exceptions following the guidelines. Now, the next thing that we had for you is that there has been quite a lot of tension recently surrounding, I guess, a lot of things. I'm not going to go over them. I don't think this is the place for it. But I think we all know, we can just look at the news and see that a lot of stuff has been going on. And the LCCTV class has been hard at work also producing content. And so there is a rather fitting interview that we'd like to share with you right now. So we're going to go ahead and play that.
The actual gun laws, or should guns be banned entirely?
I think that it should be super hard for people to be able to get guns. So I guess that means ban them for most of the population. But I definitely think it's important that people of authority, like police or people who are trying to protect us, are able to have guns.
Completely agree. The main issue with gun violence is how accessible and easy they are to get your hands on, no matter your age or your profession. And I do believe guns should be banned, but it is important to consider that there are certain situations where guns are needed, whether you're a hunter or you're a police officer, but both these professions require trainings and permits and licenses to be able to be in control of such a weapon.
I agree with that. I think there should be strict verification and strict rules in order for someone to access a gun, because once you have the gun, it's up to you to do whatever you want with it. So definitely the before is very important. That segues into our next point, which is how do the gun laws in Canada and the United States differ?
Thank you so much. There's actually more to this interview, but it had to be truncated for the purposes of time and the fact that it has to fit in this video. But these were some very interesting points about gun violence and its availability and sort of how easy it is and how strange it is that it can be so easy to get them in certain other places. So if you're interested in speaking more about that, then I highly do encourage you reach out to those people. So now the next thing we have is a Green Team Direct announcement. So we're going to go ahead and play that. Hello everyone and welcome back to another Green Team video. We have two things to share with you today. The first thing is that we'd like to remind everyone that meetings do take place every Tuesday, right? It's not bi-weekly, it's literally every week. We had not that many people show up. But anyway, we just wanted to encourage you to show up. And once again, you don't have to be an environmental activist or something like that. You can just show up and we'll be happy to talk. We're not there to sort of convert you into that. We're really meant to have a discussion. Second thing, the Green Team has recently been running a podcast on Spotify. It's called The Sustainable Burrito. And we actually were recently interviewed by Mr. Matt Kundle, who happens to be an alumni at LCC that runs his own podcast that's called the Hot Air Podcast. So he actually posted an episode where he interviewed us on his podcast, and we're going to have a little excerpt of that going on right now. Enjoy.
The student body at LCC is thinking green. And 3 students, Savani, Marika, and Edouard, have started a podcast called The Sustainable Burrito, which discusses environmental issues in the school, the community, and around the world. And the first question goes to Savani.
Why a green team for Lower Canada College? I think like the environment's something that we should all be caring about, and like having a green team at school really just enables us to like actually learn so much more about the environment and really engage and like take initiatives about and like around school as students. It shows that even like students can make a difference, that we can actually like have our own initiatives and do actual good, meaningful work.
Marika, what concerns do you have for the environment as we approach 2021?
So it's difficult to kind of pinpoint one. Sometimes these things are also so unexpected. Like I think that, for example, the COVID pandemic can in some ways also be related back to all these issues that we talk about, like sustainability. And in many ways, it can come so unexpectedly, like the COVID pandemic. I mean, who would have thought like a year ago that we would be sitting here now all distanced? I don't know. I think that I've been thinking about a lot are definitely like fires, like the wildfires that have been happening, you know, in California, in BC. So that's definitely something that has been in the front of my mind. There's so much. I don't really know.
I know you've done an episode on the electric car. Marika, why should I buy an electric car? I'm afraid.
Why are you afraid?
I'm afraid to run out of electricity. I've never seen an electricity stop.
Oh, okay. I see. So we talked about this in the podcast too, with this entire issue is that there might not be enough, you know, chargers around the country. And I mean, I guess it depends on what you want to use that car for. If you're just going to use it to drive within like Montreal or like Toronto, there are chargers. Like once you pay attention to them, you will see them. We have ones like on the street of our school. I mean, of course, if you drive hours every day to to go out into the countryside and there's no person inside for hours and hours, then there might be a chance that you won't have enough. But then there's also like options like hybrid cars, which allow you to have like that renewable energy combined with the security, I guess, from still having gas. There's options for everyone. Whatever your need is, you will find something.
So this is all we're going to put today, but there is a full episode, and we do encourage you to watch it, or listen to it, I guess. It's available on both Matt Kundal's Hot Air podcast, as well as the Green Team's Sustainable Burrito podcast, which are both available on Spotify and pretty much all those other places you might get your podcasts. So with that, thank you so much. That was it. Thank you so much for having joined us for the 6th episode of LCCTV, and on behalf of the entirety of the club and class, I wish you a wonderful rest of your day and of your week. Thank you.